Alright, welcome in everybody to BMC Collectibles Breaks. I'm B. Today we've got one case. Oh, nope, I lied. Two cases of 2024 Leaf Heroes and Prospects football to get into. While we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, bmc.collectibles, and save it as a seller on eBay. And make it that much easier back to us for more breaks. And let you know we go live and we go live. Also, need to mention the no purchase necessary for link down in the description. That is 12 boxes. And that is 12 boxes. Alright, we are good to go. Good luck, everybody. No Nico? Oh well. Ugh. Guess that means he won't hit. Start off with a Walker White out of 49. Caleb Jackson out of 99. Ray Davis and Thurman Thomas and Ethan Garbus. Jamari Thrash out of 25. Mike Vick out of 99. Garrett Nussmeier and Joe Burrow. Ashton Jeanty. Sam Levitt out of 15. Jackson Arnold out of 199. Drew Pearson and Matthew Sluka. Jermaine Brown Jr. out of 99. Roger Staubach out of 99. Adrian Peterson and Garrett Green. DJ Giddens, 20 out of 25. Peyton Houston out of 199. Drew Pearson and DeMond Williams. Max Brosmer, 1 of 1. Isaiah Nair out of 99. Frank Gore and Max Brosmer. Cole Macy out of 99. Matthew Sluka out of 99. Ozzie Newsome and Malik Rutherford. Rashad Owens out of 75. Roger Staubach out of 199. Quinshon Judkins and Archie Griffin. John Rice Plumley. No, sir, we are not. Damari Allison out of 99. Roger Staubach out of 99. Earl Campbell and Garrett Nussmeier. Tyron Tracy Jr. out of 15. Jackson Arnold out of 199. Drew Pearson and Nicholas Singleton. Carter Bradley out of 25. Peyton Houston out of 199. Doug Flutie and Jaden Daniels. Jim Everett out 1 of 2. Jackson Arnold out of 199. Peyton Hillis and Max Brosmer. Alex Urendo out of 99. Peyton Houston out of 99. Nico Iamaliva and Peyton Manning and Deuce Knight. G-Mac, new prospective. Really? Prospective? We're going with that one? 3 of 3. Adnan Mitchell out of 199. Marshall Falk and Dylan Gabriel. Sounded so weird when I said it. Audrell Anthony out of 49. Malik Washington out of 199. Drew Brees and Nicholas Singleton. C.J. Donaldson Jr. out of 49. Ollie Gordon out of 199. Jim McMahon and Noah Fafita. Jaden Bradford out of 15. Malik Rutherford out of 199. Carson Beck and Fran Tarkenton and Dylan Gabriel. Rodney Hill out of 15. Fran Tarkenton out of 99. Eddie George and Damian Martinez. Kyle Williams, 1 of 5. Lynn Dickey out of 199. Trey Harris and John Rice Plumlee. Siobhan Cordero out of 75. Roger Staubach out of 199. Quinshon Judkins and Archie Griffin. Deion Burks. Romello Brinson out of 49. Marshall Falk out of 199. Jonathan Brooks and Earl Campbell. Elijah Brown. Dylan Sampson, high marks, 23 out of 25. Drew Pearson out of 5. Frank Gore and Penny Boone. Jurian Dickey out of 199. Achilles Smith Jr. out of 199. Warren Sapp and Jaquez Petaway. Christopher Vizina out of 20. Jeremiah Liv out of 49. Steve Young and Matthew Sluka. And Monty Bailey out of 75. Peyton Houston out of 99. Travion Henderson and Eddie George out of 49. And Walker Howard. Daquan Felton out of 199. Malik Washington out of 199. Hines Ward and Nicholas Singleton. Caleb Burton out of 5. Ollie Gordon out of 199. Donnie Shell and Noah Fafita. Haj Malik Williams out of 99. Malik Rutherford out of 199. Carson Beck and Fran Tarkenton and Ollie Gordon. Or no, Dylan Gabriel. Very different people. Damian Martinez out of 99. Tony Dorsett out of 49. Travion Henderson and Eddie George and Xavier Legette. Paul Krause out of 25. Fran Tarkenton out of 99. Eddie George and Damian Martinez. Matthew Golden out of 25. Kieran Lacey out of 49. Tataru McMillan and Xavier Legette. Casey Washington out of 25. Lynn Dickey out of 199. Steve Atwater and Xavier Thomas. AJ Swan, 1 of 3. Roger Staubach out of 199. Chevy Purdy and Brock Purdy and Deion Burke. Tyler Cherry, 4 of 5. Max Brosmer out of 99. Alvin Bethea and Andre Anthony. Demir Blankumsey out of 99. Demond Williams Jr. out of 199. Joe Namath and Deuce Knight. Cameron Sheldon out of 49. Jeremiah Liv out of 49. Steve Young and Matthew Sluka. Alan Bowen out of 75. Matthew Sluka out of 99. Ozzie Newsome and Malik Rutherford. Ty Felton out of 99. Roger Staubach out of 199. Quinshon Judkins and Archie Griffin and John Rice Plumlee. Bayer Bachmeyer out of 75. Marshall Falk out of 199. Earl Campbell and Garrett Nussmeier. Chuba Purdy, 205. Peyton Houston out of 199. Doug Flutie and Jaden Daniels. Dual auto of Terrell Davis and Audric Estime. 3 out of 10. Isaiah Nair and Drew Pearson. Nicholas Felton. Nair's out of 199. Jack Plummer out of 49. Jackson Arnold out of 199. Peyton Hillis and Max Brosmer. Miles Price out of 25. Michael Irvin out of 49. Ted Tyrone McMillan and Lawrence Arnold. Jared Brown out of 99. Peyton Houston out of 49. Roderick Robinson and Zion Turner. Jared Gibson out of 49. Peyton Houston out of 49. Roderick Robinson and Zion Turner. Jordan Travis out of 49. Peyton Houston out of 49. Roderick Robinson and Amari Thomas. Devin Villari out of 25. Archie Manning out of 199. Blake Corum and Marshall Falk. And Graham Mertz. Madden 9 Maliva out of 20. Roman Wilson out of 199. Laird Little and Keelan Robinson. Cornelius Johnson out of 75. Malik Rutherford out of 99. Audric Estime and Terrell Davis and George Larberdan. Audric Estime and Terrell Davis. Purple Auto out of 10. Double up. Petty Boone out of 10. Todd Felton and Malik Benson. Andrew Armstrong out of 49. Malik Rutherford out of 99. Audric Estime and Terrell Davis and George Larberdan. Bear Bachmeyer out of 99. Malik Rutherford out of 99. Audric Estime and Terrell Davis and George Gage Larberdan. Antonio Williams out of 75. Archie Manning out of 199. Blake Corum and Marshall Falk and Graham Mertz. Marcus Carroll out of 49. Keelan Robinson out of 99. Roydell Williams and Nate Frazier. Brady Fowler Nicolosi out of 10. Roderick Robinson out of 199. Eddie George and Nate McCollum. Devin Leary out of 25. Roderick Robinson out of 199. Eddie George and Nate McCollum. Caleb Johnson 14 to 25. Garrett Nussmeier out of 199. Ted Tyrone McMillan and K-Ron Lynch Adams. Deshaun Fenwick out of 15. Roderick Robinson out of 199. Eddie George and Nate McCollum. Andrew Armstrong out of 75. Warren Sapp out of 199. Dominic Lovett and Hines Ward and Matthew Sluka. Ashton Daniels out of 49. Warren Sapp out of 199. Dominic Lovett and Hines Ward and Matthew Sluka. Well, Cook-Merrick out of 99. Devontae Adams. Ozzie Newsome and Kieran Lacey. Bryce Kurtz out of 49. Devontae Adams, Ozzie Newsome, and Kieran Lacey. Lenore Sellers out of 20. Joe Montana out of 199. Cordell Stewart and Noah Fafita. Zach Zabrowski out of 75. Barry Sanders and Ollie Gordon. Johnny Manziel and Karan Lynch Adams. Jalen Lane out of 75. Terry Bradshaw out of 99. Aaron Rodgers and Drew Aller. Joseph Griffin Jr. out of 99. Terry Bradshaw out of 99. Aaron Rodgers and Drew Aller. Box number 12, halfway point. I'm going to guess it's in the next round of boxes. This case, I don't think there's Jackson Dart. This case, definitely. Cyrus Allen out of 99. Elijah Badger out of 199. Jim Everett and Karan Lynch Adams. AJ Swan out of 25. Elijah Badger out of 199. Jim Everett, Karan Lynch Adams. Cam Miller out of 75. Devin Neal out of 49. Tony Baselli and Caleb Johnson. G.J. Jonathan Jr. out of 49. Devin Neal out of 49. Tony Dorsett and Caleb Johnson. Jaden Wilson out of 199. Randy White out of 99. Joe Montana and Karan Lynch Adams. Ryan Puglisi out of 25. Jackson Dart, I was wrong. 5 out of 25. Eddie George, Travion Henderson, and Nate McCollum. Just had to tempt the Leaf Gods. Michael Tollefson out of 75. Adnan Mitchell out of 49. Joe Theismann and Brady Dorman. Looking for Leaf Vivid Baseball that is coming up probably about 15 minutes. A little behind schedule. Richard Dents, 3 of 3. Adnan Mitchell out of 49. Joe Theismann and Brady Dorman. Off to a good start. Casey Washington out of 49. Adnan Mitchell out of 49. Joe Theismann and Brady Dorman. Harlan Berry out of 49. Penny Boone out of 199. Ty Felton and Nate Yarnell. Nate Yarnell out of 99 with somebody's hair attached to it. That's not mine. Keelan Robinson out of 99. Ryan Williams and Haynes King. Jaden Thomas out of 49. Peyton Thorne out of 99. Jim Hart and Caleb Johnson. Dual auto for Kyle McCord of Omari Hatcher. 7 of 7. Bet you there's another one in here. Jackson Arnold out of 199. Doug Flutie and Max Broser. Quentin Cooley out of 49. Lynn Dickey out of 199. Travis Hunter and Xavier Thomas. Andre Anthony out of 75. Steve Grogan, Trevon Diggs, and Zach Zabrowski. C.J. Donaldson Jr. out of 99. Max Brosmer out of 99. Evan Bethea and Andrel Anthony. Braden Nicolosi out of 15. Peyton Houston out of 199. Bo Jackson and Devin Neal. Dante Hall, 3 of 10. Jaden Blue out of 49. Neas Williams and Xavier Legette. Trey Taylor out of 75. Lynn Dickey out of 199. Travis Hunter and Xavier Thomas. Jaden Richardson, high marks out of 25. Rocket Ismail, Trey Harris, and Jalen McMillan. Benjamin Hall out of 49. Max Brosmer out of 99. Alvin Bethea and Andre Anthony. Alan Bowman out of 49. Peyton Houston out of 199. Bo Jackson and Devin Neal. Thomas Castellanos out of 15. Tony Baselli out of 99. Alvin Bethea and Jackson Arnold. Brendan Sullivan out of 10. Jaden Blue, Eddie George, and Zion Turner. Blue is out of 199. Cody Epps out of 75. Michael Irvin out of 49. Ted Tyrone McMillan and Lawrence Arnold. Luke Altmaier out of 75. Michael Irving out of 49. Ted Tyrone McMillan and Lawrence Arnold. Justice Ross Simmons out of 99. Caden Robinson out of 199. Travis Hunter and Malik Benson. Cam Davis out of 99. Keelan Robinson out of 99. Roy Dell Williams and Nate Frazier. Curtis Rourke out of 99. Luke McCaffrey out of 199. Tony Baselli and Hoss Haney. Will Pauling out of 15. Brock Purdy out of 199. Josh Allen and Blake Corum. Will Kakamarek out of 99. Daquan Felton out of 99. TJ Finley and Antoine Hill Jr. Cameron Skedaboo out of 75. Auto. Luke McCaffrey out of 199. 22 set and Hoss Haney. Brock Vandegrift out of 25. Daquan Felton out of 99. Tim Brown and Antoine Hill Jr. Zach Zabrowski out of 75. Michael Vick out of 199. Dominic Levitt and Hines Ward. Deuce Knight. Duran Bradley, 1 of 5. LaDainian Tomlinson out of 99. Travis Hunter and Malik Benson. If you're looking for some LT, got some LT. Cameron Edge out of 25. Brock Purdy out of 199. Josh Allen and Blake Corum. Box number 18. Roman Wilson out of 75. Daquan Felton out of 99. TJ Finley and Andre Green Jr. Trayvon Diggs, 2 of 2. Daquan Felton out of 199. TJ Finley and Antoine Hill Jr. Taquan Roberson out of 99. Michael Vick out of 199. Dominic Levitt and Hines Ward and Deuce Knight. Trey Taylor out of 75. Michael Vick out of 199. Dominic Levitt and Hines Ward. Deuce Knight. Lake McCree out of 25. Nico Iamaliva out of 199. Troy Polamalu and Miller Moss. Taz Johnson, 7 of 8. Kendrick Law out of 49. Larry Little and Keelan Robinson. Dick Vermeil, 8 of 10. Cameron Edge out of 49. Emmett Smith and Jace McClellan. Amari Knee Black out of 15. Peyton Thorne out of 99. Dominic Levitt and Hines Ward and Hoss Haney. Antonio Williams, 3 of 3. Auto. Jonah Coleman out of 99. Barry Sanders and DeMont Williams Jr. Trey Taylor out of 25. Sterling Sharp out of 99. Marshall Faulk and Deuce Knight. Dual auto for Cameron Ward and Damian Martinez. 9 of 10. Nice. Keelan Robinson out of 199. Terrell Davis and Audric Estime and Kyron Jones. Y.A. Tittle, 7 of 10. Warren Sapp out of 49. Archie Manning and Jalen McMillan. Victor Rosa out of 49. Jeremiah Hunter out of 199. Aeneas Williams and Cameron Skedabu. Miles Price out of 49. Sterling Sharp out of 49. Marshall Faulk and Devin Lacey. Or Devin Leary, excuse me. Sam Franklin out of 75. Jeremiah Hunter out of 199. Aeneas Williams and Cameron Skedabu. Jordan Faison, 2 of 3. Penny Boone out of 199. Terrell Davis and Kyron Jones. Ricky Jackson out of 25. Terry Bradshaw out of 199. Archie Griffin and Isaiah Bond. Walker Lyons out of 99. Ozzie Newsome out of 49. Irving Fryer and Luke McCaffrey and Zach Zabrowski. Aaron Noland, high marks out of 10. Cameron Edge out of 49. Lynn Dickey and Jace McClellan. Woody Marks out of 75. Ozzie Newsome out of 49. Luke McCaffrey and Irving Fryer. Hoss Haney. Cameron Ward, 14 out of 25. Auto, Penny Boone, 5 of 5. Terrell Davis and Kyron Jones. Xavier Weaver out of 25. Jeremiah Hunter out of 199. Barry Sanders and Cameron Skedabu. Penny Boone out of 20. Sterling Sharp out of 99. Marshall Faulk and Devin Leary. Stephen McBride, 9 of 10. Terry Bradshaw out of 199. Archie Griffin and Jalen McMillan. Box number 22. Out of this, we'll do a hit recap, then take care of the multis. Then we are on to Leaf of the Baseball. Joseph Griffin Jr. out of 99. Randy Moss out of 199. Thurman Thomas and Jalen Wright. Jaden McGowan out of 99. Peyton Houston out of 199. Johnny Manziel and Ethan Garbers. RJ Harvey out of 99. Jaquez Petaway out of 199. Eddie George and Jonah Coleman. Trey Harris out of 99. Keelan Robinson out of 199. Audric Estime and Terrell Davis and Kyron Jones. Darebe Still, 3 of 10. Trayvon Diggs out of 99. Jeremiah Love and Jerome Bettis. Achilles Smith Jr. Jim Hart out of 25. Terry Bradshaw out of 199. Andre Reed and DJ Giddens. What's all with all the duplicates? That's why we're doing it as 2 cases. Their collation for this was absolutely horrific. So doing 1 case is kind of bad. Doing 2 cases, at least there's a better chance that people actually, you know, can hit. And hit a lot. Daquan Felton out of 199. Cameron Edge out of 49. Emmett Smith and Jace McClellan. Chuba Purdy out of 99. Ozzie Newsome out of 49. Dominic Lovett and Hines Ward. Hoss Haney. Alan Bowman out of 99. Jonah Coleman out of 99. Barry Sanders and DeMond Williams. Jordan Faison out of 99. Keelan Robinson out of 199. Autographs May and Terrell Davis and Kyron Drones. Talik Williams out of 75. Sterling Sharp out of 99. Marshall Faulk and Devin Leary. CJ Daniels out of 49. Jeremiah Hunter out of 199. Barry Sanders and DeMond Williams. Final box of the break. Box number 24. James George Jr. out of 99. Cameron Edge out of 49. Emmett Smith and Jeremiah Love. Trayvon Diggs, 5 of 5. Peyton Thorne out of 99. Roman Wilson and Hines Ward. Haas Haney. Jaden Williams out of 75. Jonah Coleman out of 199. Bo Jackson and Deion Burks. Amari Black, 5 of 5. Sterling Sharp out of 99. Marshall Faulk and DJ Lagway. First time saying that name. Braden Dorman out of 75. Warren Sapp out of 49. Barry Sanders and Jadarian Price. And final pack of the break. Achilles Smith Jr. 4 of 8. LaDainian Tomlinson out of 199. Phil Maffa and Harlan Berry. And that will do it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being part of the break as always. Really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get a hit recap going here, and then we'll take care of all the multis. We've got a lot of names to sort through real quick. Unfortunately, we had the wrong J name in that final box for you. Maybe he's lurking in futures. All right, for the hits. Malik Washington, Caleb Burton, Ollie Gordon, Haj Malik Williams, Malik Rutherford, Damian Martinez, Tony Dorsett, Paul Krause, Fran Tarkenton, Matthew Golden, Kieran Lacey, Casey Washington, Lynn Dickey, AJ Swan, Roger Staubach, Tyler Cherry, Max Rosemer, Demir Blankumsey, Demond Williams, Cameron Selden, Jeremiah Liv, Alan Bowman, Matthew Slocum, Ty Felton, Roger Staubach, Bear Bachmeyer, Marshall Falk, Chubba Purdy, Peyton Houston, Isaiah Nair, Jack Plummer, Jackson Arnold, Miles Price, Michael Irvin, Jared Brown, Peyton Houston, Jared Gibson, and Peyton Houston. Jordan Travis, Peyton Houston, Dan Villari, Archie Manning, Madden Iamaliva, Roman Wilson, Cornelius Johnson, Malik Rutherford, Penny Boone, Andrew Armstrong, Malik Rutherford, Bear Bachmeyer, Malik Rutherford, Antonio Williams, Archie Manning, Marcus Carroll, and Keelan Robinson. Walker White, Caleb Jackson, Jamari Thrash, Michael Vick, Sam Levitt, Jackson Arnold, Jermaine Brown Jr., Roger Staubach, DJ Giddens, Peyton Houston, Max Rosemer, Isaiah Nair, Colin Lacey, Matthew Sluka, Rashad Owens, Roger Staubach, Damari Alston, Roger Staubach, Tyrone Tracy Jr., Jackson Arnold, Carter Bradley, Peyton Houston, Jim Everett, Jackson Arnold, Isaac Urendell, Peyton Houston, G-Mac, Adonai Mitchell, Andrew Anthony, Malik Washington, CJ Donaldson Jr., Ollie Gordon, Jaden Bradford, Malik Rutherford, Rodney Hill, and Fran Tarkenton. Kyle Williams, Lynn Dickey, Siobhan Cordiero, Roger Staubach, Romello Brenson, Marshall Falk, Dylan Sampson, Drew Pearson, Jarian Dickey, Achilles Smith Jr., Christopher Vizina, Jeremiah Liv, Amani Bailey, Peyton Houston, and Daquan Felton. Quentin Cooley, Lynn Dickey, Andre Anthony, C.J. Donaldson Jr., Max Rosemer, Braden Nicolosi, Peyton Houston, Dante Hall, Jaden Blue, Trey Taylor, Lynn Dickey, Jaden Richardson, Benjamin Hall, Max Rosemer, Alan Bowman, Peyton Houston, Thomas Castellanos, Tony Baselli, Brandon Sullivan, Jaden Blue, Cody Epps, Michael Irvin, Luke Altmaier, Michael Irvin, Justice Ross Simmons, Caden Robinson, Cam Davis, and Keelan Robinson. Curtis Rourke, Luke McCaffrey, Will Pauling, Brock Purdy, Will Merrick, Daquan Felton, Cameron Scadaboo, Luke McCaffrey, Brock Vandegrift, Daquan Felton, Zach Zabrowski, Michael Vick, Duran Bradley, LT, Cameron Edge, Brock Purdy, Rowan Wilson, Daquan Felton, Trayvon Diggs, Daquan Felton, Taquan Roberson, Michael Vick, Trey Taylor, Michael Vick, Lake McCree, Nico, Des Johnson, and Kendrick Law. Brady Nicolosi, Roderick Robinson, Devin Leary, Roderick Robinson, Caleb Johnson, Garrett Nussmeier, Deshaun Fenwick, Roderick Robinson, Andrew Armstrong, Warren Sapp, Ashton Daniels, Warren Sapp, Wilcox Merrick, Bryce Kurtz, Lenore Sellers, Joe Montana, Zach Zabrowski, Jalen Lane, Terry Bradshaw, Joseph Griffin, Terry Bradshaw, Cyrus Allen, Elijah Badger, AJ Swan, Elijah Badger, Cam Miller, Devin Neal, C.J. Donaldson Jr., Devin Neal, Jaden Wilson, Randy White, Ryan Puglisi, Jackson Dart, Michael Tollefson, Adonai Mitchell, Richard Dent, Adonai Mitchell, Casey Washington, Adonai Mitchell, Harlan Berry, Penny Boone, Nate Yarnell, Keelan Robinson, Jaden Thomas, Peyton Thorne, and Jackson Arnold. Dick Vermeil, Cameron Edge, Amari Black, Peyton Thorne, Antonio Williams, Jonah Coleman, Trey Taylor, Sterling Sharp, Keelan Robinson, Y.A. Tittle, Warren Sapp, Victor Rosa, Jeremiah Hunter, Miles Price, Sterling Sharp, Sam Franklin, Jeremiah Hunter, Jordan Faison, Penny Boone, Ricky Jackson, Terry Bradshaw, Walker Lyons, Ozzie Newsome, Aaron Nolan, Cameron Edge, Woody Marks, Ozzie Newsome, Cameron Ward, Penny Boone. Xavier Weaver, Jeremiah Hunter, Penny Boone, Sterling Sharp, Stephen McBride, Terry Bradshaw, Joseph Griffin, Randy Mouse, Jaden McGowan, Peyton Houston, RJ Harvey, Jaquez Petaway, Trey Harris, Keelan Robinson, Tareem Still, Trayvon Diggs, Jim Hart, Terry Bradshaw, Taquan Felton, Cameron Edge, Chubba Purdy, Ozzie Newsome, Alan Bowman, Jonah Coleman, Jordan Faison, Keelan Robinson, Talik Williams, Sterling Sharp, C.D. Daniels, and Jeremiah Hunter. James Georgia Jr., Cameron Edge, Trayvon Diggs, Peyton Thorne, Jaden Wilson, Jonah Coleman, Amari D. Black, Sterling Sharp, Braden Dorman, Warren Sapp, Achilles Smith Jr., and LaDainian Tomlinson. And for the multis, well, we can go ahead and split those two. Terrell Davis gets one, Audric Esme gets one. Let's see what else we got. Alright. So for these guys, Thurman Thomas, Ray Davis, Barry Sanders, Ollie Gordon, Jerome Bettis, Jeremiah Love, Joe Burrow, Garrett Nussmeyer, and Brock Purdy and Chubba Purdy. These will be going to random.org. As will Eddie George and Travion Henderson out of 49. Cam Ward and Damian Martinez out of 10. And Kyle McCord and Umari Hatcher 7 of 7. Alright, those are the ones that are predetermined to be going to the random. Brant Tarkenton and Carson Beck, we can split evenly. As well as Eddie George and Travion Henderson. Marshall Falk and Blake Corum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 3 and 3 for Hines Ward and Dominic Lovett. 1, 2, 3. So we've got Archie Griffin and Quinshon Judkins. Irving Fryer and Luke McCaffrey. Split evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 3 and 3 for Audric Esme and Terrell Davis. And to go along with those, we have Archie Griffin, Quinshon Judkins, Hines Ward, Dominic Lovett, Hines Ward, Roman Wilson, Peyton Manning, Nico Iamaliva, and Jonathan Brooks and Earl Campbell, all going to the random. All right, this will take a few seconds to get set up. We'll be back with that momentarily. We'll be on to Leaf Vivid Baseball as soon as we're done with this. For the randoms, what we're going to do is these three will have their own random. Kyle McCord, Umari Hatcher, Cameron Ward, Damian Martinez, Eddie George, and Travion Henderson. Then we'll just have a left and right random for the remainder. So it'll either be going to the hero or the prospect side. So we'll catch you back here in about 60-ish seconds. Take care of this, and then we'll be good to go. All right, we've got random .org pulled up and good to go. Gonna roll some dice. Gonna be through how to be valid for us. We're gonna go 5 times on each random. Starting with Eddie George, Travion Henderson out of 49. That is 4 times. Final roll. Is going to Eddie George. Congratulations, Cal McCord, and then Umari Hatcher. That's 4 times. Final roll. Umari Hatcher coming out on top. Congrats. And Cam Ward, Damian Martinez, dual auto. 4 times. Final roll. Damian Martinez sneaking in and taking it home. Congrats. And finally, for the multi-hero and prospect cards, left and right. That's 4 times. Final roll. And the left shall have it. The heroes: Thurman Thomas, Barry Sanders, Jerome Bettis, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Earl Campbell, Peyton Manning, Hines Ward twice, and Archie Griffin. Congratulations. Y'all will be taking home the multiples of the hero/prospect cards. All right, Elite Vivid Baseball, we are on to you guys here in just a second. We're going to get that set up and good to go. All right, welcome in everybody to BMC Collectibles Breaks. I'm B. Today we've got one case of 2024 Leaf Vivid Baseball to get into. While we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, BMC.collectibles, and save it as a seller on eBay. That'll make it that much easier to get back to us for more breaks. And let you know we go live, maybe live. Hey. Also, to mention the no purchase this week, link down in the description. Good luck, everybody. Box number 1. Got a printing plate, 1 of 1 for each hero right on top. Ivan Rodriguez, 6 of 8. Another printing plate, 1 of 1. This time for Hurston Waldrop. RJ Cope, 2 of 4. Illustrations for Dale Murphy out of 10. Griff O'Farrell, 9 of 9. And Roman Anthony, 5 of 8. Sammy Sosa, 7/9. Jesus Mate, 5/5. Will Gasparino, 1/1. Trey Caraway, 2/2. Nolan Souza, 4/6. Caleb Lomavina, 2/3. And Samuel Basallo, 2/4. Got another printing plate, 1/1 here. Start off box number 3. Dean Moss, 1/1. Jason Lomavita, 2/7. Ben Hess, 9/10. Brody Brecht, 8/8. Blake Mitchell, 2/9. Charlie Condon, glowing review out of 10. And Jace Laviolette, 3/7. Nice. Yes, Motif Basketball is coming up next. And yes, this is case number 15 of Vivid. That's correct. Reggie Jackson, 9/10. Liam Peterson, 5/9. Alejandro Osuna, 2/4. Jefferson Rojas, 1/2. Ava Arquette, 1/8. Jacob Melton, 10/10. And Jesus Mate, 5/8. Box number 5. Travis Bazzana, 1/8. Jordan Lawler, 1/9. Gilbert Diaz, 3/7. Alfredo Sena, 6/6. Eduardo Tate, 2/6. Braylon Dowdy, 6/7. And Travis Bazzana, 6/7. Box number 6. Lazaro Montez, 1 of 5. Mark McGuire, 8 of 8. Gavin Turley, printing plate 1 of 1. Daniel Savette, 4 of 6. Victor Scott, 3 of 10. Joseph Lugo, 1 of 1. And James Wood, illustrations 1 of 1. Boom. That's sick. I love the illustrations. Zebby Matthews, 7 of 7. Roman Anthony, 7 of 7. Brandon Montgomery, 2 of 2. Dean Moss, 4 of 5. Nick Kurtz, 6 of 7. Daniel Espanio, 2 of 9. And Mariano Rivera, Imagination, 10 of 10. Nice. Maybe not so nice with the allegations that are out. Box number 8. Kane Dana, 2 of 5. Jason Churio, 4 of 5. Drake Baldwin, 2 of 4. Liam Peterson, 5 of 8. Braylon Payne, 4 of 8. Rob Kowalski, 2 of 4. And dual auto, RJ Austin and Cam Cazell, 5 out of 10. I'm about to say, we haven't seen any multi-signers. That's not very Leaf-like. Box number 9. Ethan Salas, 2 of 3. Seth Hernandez, 3 of 8. Caleb Durbin, 4 of 6. Ethan Anderson, 1 of 4, excuse me. PJ Morlando, 5 of 10. Chase Mobley, 2 of 4. And Chris Cortez and Caden Dana, 3 of 5, dual auto. Final box to break, box number 10. Good luck, everybody. After this, we'll do a hit recap and then take care of the randoms. So far, we're looking at 2. Might have to do another one. We'll see. Looks like we will have to do 3 randoms at least. Do what is on the back there. Charlie Sheen, 9 of 10. Cam Conarella, 4/7. Jake Bloss, 5/6. Kyle DeBarge, 2/9. 1/1 printing plate for Luke Dickerson. Cam Caminiti, 1/5. And triple auto Spencer Jones, George Lombard Jr., and Roderick Arias, 5/6. That's a nice way to close it. All right, thank you so much for being part of the break as always, guys. Like I said, give me just a second. We'll have a hit recap going. If you are looking for Motif basketball, you're in the right spot. That is coming up momentarily. Just stick with us and get a hit recap done, get some randoms done, and then we are on to you guys. All right, for the hits. Joseph Lugo, 1/1 James Wood, 1/1 Gavin Turley, Daniel Servet, Victor Scott, Mark McGuire, Lazaro Montez, Zebby Matthews, Roman Anthony, Brady Montgomery, Dean Moss, Nick Kurtz, Daniel Espano, Mariano Rivera, Caden Dana, Jason Churiel, Drake Baldwin, Liam Peterson, Braylon Payne, Rock Kowalski, Chase Mobley, PJ Orlando, Ethan Anderson, Caleb Durbin, Seth Hernandez, and Ethan Salas. Charlie Sheen, Cam Conarella, Jake Bloss, Kyle DeBarge, 1/1 printing plate for Luke Dickerson and Cam Caminiti. Roman Anthony, Dale Murphy, illustrations out of 10, Griff O'Farrell, RJ Cope, 1/1 printing plate for Hurston Waldrop, Ivan Rodriguez, 1/1 printing plate for Ichiro, Sammy Sosa, Jesus Made, Trent Caraway, Will Gasparino, Nolan Souza, Samuel Basalo, Caleb Lomovita, Dean Moss, Jace Laviolette, and Ben Hess. Brody Brecht, Blake Mitchell, Charlie Condon, Jace Laviolette, Jesus Made, Jacob Mountain, Ava Arquette, Jefferson Rojas, Liam Peterson, Alejandro Osuna, Reggie Jackson, and Travis Bazana. Braylon Dowdy, Eduardo Tate, Yober Diaz, Alfredo Senia, Jordan Lawler, and Travis Bazana. And for the multis, RJ Austin, Cam Cazell, Chris Cortez, and Caden Dana, and Spencer Jones, George Lombard Jr., and Roderick Arias. All right, we're going to head to random.org real quick and take care of that. Stay tuned. We'll be good to go in a few seconds. For the rest of you, thank you. And Motif, stay tuned. Need me to go on vacation again? I got bad news. Actually, it's even worse news because he is actually the one going on vacation now. He won't be back for about a week or so. So you're just going to have to be stuck with me and only me. That might be a giant red flag for you, buddy. We'll see. I like to think that we're not clicking yet. Just gotta, our moment will come, all right? Our moment will come. All right, we've got Random the Door pulled up and good to go. Got to roll some dice. Gonna be through high to be valid for us. We're gonna go 9 times on the random, starting off with RJ Austin and Cam Cazell. That is 8 times. Final roll. Cam Cazell taking it home. Chris Cortez and Caden Dana dual auto. That's 8 times. Final roll. Chris Cortez staying on top. And Spencer Jones, George Lombard Jr., and Roderick Arias. 7 times, 8 times. Final roll. Spencer Jones taking it home. Congratulations. All right, that is it for baseball. Really do appreciate you being in here, and we are on to Motif basketball. I'm gonna grab that, and we'll be good to go in a couple of seconds. Telling you, we just gotta sync up. It'll be fine. It just takes some time. Gotta get back to it. Need a Dirk auto? Alright, that's not too much pressure. Alright. Alright, welcome in everybody to the BMC Collectibles Breaks. I'm B. Today we've got one case of 2023-2024 Topps Motif basketball to get into. While we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, bmc.collectibles, and save us as a seller on eBay. That'll make it that much easier to get back to us for more breaks. And let you know we go live and be live. Also, need to mention the no purchase necessary. Full link down in the description. Alright. We are good to go. Good luck, everybody. Got Porzingis in Stackhouse. All right, box number one. Good luck, everybody. Start off with Aaron Gordon out of 49. Jalen Brunson out of 99. Patch auto, Jaime Jaquez, 2 of 35. Dominique Wilkins, 1 of 5. That's nice. $10 out of 49 for Drew Holiday. Jordan Walsh, 59 out of 99. Patch auto for Keontae Johnson, 77 out of 49. Or 17 out of 49. Don't mind me, I promise I can read. And dual patch for Amari Bailey, 28 of 35. Box number 2. Dennis Robin, 16 to 25. Zach Levine out of 99. 8 to 10, Dwayne Wade. This one's a funny one. 22 out of 49, Deron Williams. Nestor just zapped him. Artist Gilmore, 83 out of 99. Noah Clowney, 19 to 99. Patch auto for Leonard Miller, 28 to 49. And patch, 8 to 25 for Jaren Jackson Jr. Dirk Auto. Got it. Is this the one on eBay? It is the one on eBay. Oubre, Embiid, or Kawhi? No, they don't show up in the playoffs. Or at least in Kawhi's case, not in the regular season. Jalen Green out of 25. Drew Holiday out of 99. This is nice. Brandon Miller, 49 of 99. Gallery graphs. Andy LaMelo? Eesh. No, sir. No, sir. Kevin Huerter out of 99. Everybody's asking for things that just aren't here, and I don't like it. Nick Smith, 44 of 49. Dual patch auto. Zach Collins, 58 of 99. 1 of 5, Walker Kessler. And DeQuavian Smith, 39 of 49 patch. And that'll do it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being part of the break. As always, that was not so great if you had a couple of people who weren't pulled, which is like everyone in the chat. I feel like I've let all of you down. I'm very sorry. Maybe we need to try again. Iffy on that one. Based off of current results. But to be fair, some of these were pretty cool. I'm not mad at a Dominique auto. Or Brandon Miller popping out. Look, man, we're just spoiled by leaf breaks, alright? Where everybody hits and everybody gets good cards. Switch it up and get a little bit different. You know, that's what I'm going to blame it on. All right. For the hits. Aaron Gordon, Jalen Brunson, Dominique Wilkins, 1 of 5. Drew Holiday out of 49. Jordan Walsh, Keontae Johnson, Amari Bailey, Jaime Jaquez out of 35. Forgot about that too. Dennis Rodman out of 25. Dwayne Wade out of 10. Zach LaVine, Deron Williams out of 49. Artis Gilmore out of 99. Noah Clowney, Leonard Miller, Jaren Jackson Jr., Quavian Smith, Nick Smith, Walker Kessler out of 5. Zach Collins, Kevin Horter, Brandon Miller out of 99. Drew Holiday and Jalen Green. All right. That is the end of basketball. Thank you guys for being part of the break and being here with us. If you are in Leaf Futures Multisport, that is coming up in, give or take, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So I'm going to get that set up and good to go. Tetaro McMillan, DJ Giddens, and Drew Aller autos in the next case. Okay, that's doable. It is futures. That was pretty good. All right. Any way to add Carl Riz? Yes, we're doing that. We already got you covered. Thank you for pointing it out. Apparently it got deleted when we were changing how we do the listing process. Went through, saw that it wasn't there, so it's getting set up. You'll be able to bid on it for the break tomorrow and the other break that's listed for like Thursday or Friday. You'll be all set. Don't worry. All right, on to Multisport. Just a heads up, guys. We're dealing with some weird internet problems right this second. Give us like 2 or 3 minutes, see if we can get this figured out and fixed real quick. Alright, I think we're good to go. I think the internet problem is fixed. Just have to restart some stuff. Alright, welcome in everybody to BMC Collectibles Breaks. I'm B. Today we got one case of 2024 Elite Futures of Multisport to get into. Before we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, BMC.collectibles, and see everything to sell on eBay. That'll make it that much easier back to us for more breaks, and let you know when we go live and we go live. Whoa, that did not come up quite correctly. Box number 1. Good luck, everybody. Dean Moss, 43 of 20, or 43 of 249. Camilo Cardoso out of 99. Ryan Williams and Dylan Harper, 6 of 7. Keelan Robinson out of 249. James Wood out of 99. Josue DePaula. And out of 149, Madden I Am Aliva. Noah Schultz out of 249. Noah Fafita out of 199. Xavier Legette. And out of 149, Christian Scott. 8 of 10, Henry Lelane. Jordan Beck out of 99. Pedri. And Cold Palmer, 6 of 8. Sound like you had a cold yesterday. Seth Hernandez out of 249. Eddie Reinders out of 25. Blake Mitchell and Evan Ferguson, 3 of 15. Big Ferg. Chris Brazel out of 249. James Wood out of 49. Colt Emerson out of 199. And Eddie Reinders, 4 of 10. Box number 2. Gavi out of 249. Ryan Williams out of 49. Jamal Haynes. And 6 of 10. Travis Bazzana, Trent Caraway, and Anthony Gold. Lucas Shaw out of 249. Trinity Robin out of 199. Miller Moss. And Mabry Metzauer out of 149. Arthur Kaluma out of 249. George McIntyre out of 99. Griff O'Farrell out of 199. And Carter Johnson out of 149. Ryan Williams out of 249. Tez Johnson out of 199. Jalen Milroe. And Haynes King out of 15. Jordan Beck out of 199. Jaden Daniels out of 199. Or excuse me, out of 99 for Jordan Beck. Luke McCaffrey. And Luis Morales out of 10. Paul Skeens out of 249. Libby Dunn out of 199. Ricky White. And Jalen Henderson out of 49. Box number 3. It is. It really is. Harlan Berry out of 25. Neiman Lawrence out of 99. Jacob Cozart out of 199. And Jalen Milroe out of 25. Matas Brazels out of 249. Harvey Elliott out of 25. Angel Martinez. And Caleb Dermott out of 49. Lazaro Montez out of 249. Carter Johnson out of 99. Daquan Felton. And Avery Johnson, 410. Nick Kurtz out of 249. Trenton Flowers out of 99. And Cedric Vargas. And Kendrick Law out of 49. Elijah Badger out of 249. Shador Sanders out of 199. Jalen Flores. And Grayson McCall out of 49. Daniel Espanol out of 249. Faison Brandon out of 99. AJ Garcia out of 199. And Jake Bloss out of 149. Box number 4. DJ Giddens out of 249. Assertive Vargas out of 49. Jalen Daniels and Trinity Robin out of 25. Nice. Carter Johnson out of 249. Tez Johnson out of 25. And Ryan Wingo out of 49. Kennedy Fuller out of 249. Brooks Lee out of 199. Lenore Sellers out of 99. And Neiman Lawrence out of 25. Caleb Jackson out of 249. Eduardo Tate out of 49. Livy Dunn out of 199. And 3 of 5. Isaac Jurendo. Matt Shaw out of 249. Bucky Irving out of 99. AJ Garcia out of 199. And Trey Harris. 1 of 15. Chase Burns out of 249. RJ Harvey out of 49. Lamine Yamal out of 199. And out of 149, Faison Brandon. Luther Burden out of 249. Seth Hernandez out of 199. Colt Emerson and Sam Levitt out of 149. Kyron Jones out of 249. Charlie Condon out of 199. Garrett Green and Dylan Cruz out of 15. Jonathan Brooks out of 25. Matthias Brucelis out of 199. Brennan Sorsby and 1 of 3. Anisha Morrow. Michael Hawkins Jr. out of 249. Chris Henry Jr. out of 199. Riley Leonard. And George McIntyre out of 49. Ethan Holiday out of 249. Liam Peterson out of 99. Travion Henderson out of 199. And Ricky Collins out of 99. Spencer Jones out of 249. Anissa Morrow out of 49. Jordan James and DeMond Williams Jr. out of 99. Box number 6, halfway point. Caleb Durbin out of 249. Jaden O'Neal out of 99. Jalen Flores out of 149. Tech Tyrone McMillan. Luck hasn't run out all the way, man. You still got it. Tyson Lewis out of 249. Jules Spear out of 99. Cameron Brink out of 199. And Brady Allen out of 99. Nick Kurtz out of 249. Blake Mitchell out of 99. Phil Moffitt out of 199. And Cameron Edge out of 49. Matt Shaw out of 25. Keelan Robinson out of 99. Kennedy Fuller. And Jeremy Rodriguez out of 149. Jordan Beck out of 249. Arthur Kaluma out of 199. Flo Balogun and Ansu Fati out of 49. Brooks Lee out of 249. Jake Bloss out of 49. Jonathan Brooks out of 199. And Daniel Melky out of 149. There's just no way I'm going to know how to pronounce that guy's name ever until I hear it. Is it Milky? Is it Melky? Is it Myelka? Or Myekla? Only God and his parents know. And even then, we got people like Shunk down in New Orleans. I mean, probably, but I'd like to call him by, you know, a proper name. I'd rather not be, like, almost making fun of him. Some of these names are hard, though. The worst is when we do, like, draft picks baseball or Stars and Stripes baseball. Because it's, like, parents or, like, relatives buying their 14, 15-year-old child. And I'm just over here butchering their names. Always feels bad. Juju Lewis out of 249, Jamie Rodriguez out of 199, Avery Johnson, and dual auto Jackson Arnold and Michael Hawkins Jr. out of 25. Travis Hunter out of 249, Liam Peterson out of 49, Lucas Shaw, and Warren Zaire Emery out of 149. Amagata Lee, exactly. That's what he is. That's what he does. Dylan Levitt out of 249. Miller Moss out of 199. Riley Leonard and Dylan Levitt out of 49. I made the joke after the playoff game. AJ Garcia out of 249. Dean Moss out of 99. Jameson Wong out of 199. And Jonathan Santucci 205. That his name was I Am Aliva. I need to watch out for that. I didn't actually think he would, though. Carlos Alcaraz out of 249. Ted McMillan out of 99. Don't call him Ted, though. Nova Fita and Zion Chris out of 49. Soccer box, even a soccer case. Some pretty good soccer autos out of this. Spencer Rattler out of 249. Caleb Johnson out of 199. Josh Hoover and Feldman Celestine out of 49. Well, to be fair, I'm kind of happier he's gone. A, because the ego of the family is very large. B, because the quarterback that we ended up getting is a lot better fit for the system we have. He can actually hit the deep throws, whereas Nico can hit a pedestrian. Crossing guard. Dog. Whatever seems to be just a little bit further downfield. Box of 8. Ryan Williams out of 249. Jake Bloss out of 199. Alfie Gilchrist. And 2 of 2. Paul Skeens, Roman Wilson. Boom. That's a big boy. Jalen McMillan out of 249. Carter Johnson out of 99. Curtis Rourke. And Shedley Vargas out of 149. Ollie Gordon out of 249. Haynes King got a 199. Caleb Jackson and Joshua Lugo out of 99. Jamal Haynes out of 25. Kendrick Law out of 49. Kieran Lacey out of 199. Tyron Tracy Jr. out of 99. Penny Boone out of 249. Jules Spear out of 99. Josh Hoover and Bree Hall out of 99. James Wood out of 249. Libby Dunn out of 199. Rock Kowalski and DJ Uwigalele out of 149. Imagine. I wouldn't be so anti-Nico if included in him leaving wasn't the fact that we went to the playoff game and stood in like 6-degree weather, got horribly sick, and also had norovirus on top of it. I'm just like a regular, it was like a flu on top of a norovirus for my troubles. So, if I could stick it out, why couldn't Nico? You feel me? Olivia Dunn out of 249. DeQuan Felton out of 25. Dylan Dreiling out of 199. And Cam Ward, 11 to 25. Blake Corum, 10 to 10. RJ Harvey out of 99. Harvey Elliott and Curtis Rourke out of 99. Miller Moss out of 25. Travis Hunter out of 199. Haynes King and Ellis Robinson at 25 out of 25. I'm familiar with Wilson. I mean, I don't know why he's on a card with Paul Skeens. That makes 0 sense to me. Jordan James out of 249. Eduardo Tate out of 49. Stephen King out of 199. And Trey Harris out of 49. I agree with that. I hope you won it. Paul Skeens out of 249. Tez Johnson out of 199. Antoine Hill, no bias though. Miller Moss out of 25. Omaha Baloo out of 249. Noah Fafita out of 199. Brady Schmiegel and Ricky White out of 49. I'm usually all for upsets, but less so in this case. Box number 10. Camilo Cardoso out of 249. Ricky White out of 199. Haynes King and Ryan Williams out of 149. Garrett Green out of 249. Lazaro Montez out of 99. Angel Martinez and Kellen Lindsay out of 49. Ethan Holiday out of 249. Gavin Turley out of 10. Jordan James out of 199. Michael Hawkins Jr. out of 99. Eddie Reinders out of 249. Tez Johnson out of 49. Evan Ferguson and Haley Cavender out of 49. Jewel Spear out of 49. Trinity Rodman out of 199. Brendan Sorsby and Eshedri Vargas out of 99. Dylan Cruz out of 249. Ollie Gordon out of 99. Juju Lewis out of 199. And Sonia Citron out of 99. Nolan Souza out of 249. Trent Caraway out of 199. Kennedy Fuller and Jaden Daniels out of 25. Noah Fafita out of 249. Stephen King out of 25. Walker Howard out of 199. And Samuel Basalo out of 25. Jalen Miller out of 249. Garrett Green out of 49. Jason Churio and Toby Fournier out of 149. Nick Kurtz out of 249. Gavin Turley out of 199. Lenore Sellers. And Caden Bodine out of 99. Dior Johnson out of 249. Spencer Rattler out of 99. Woody Marks out of 199. And Riley Leonard, 8 of 10. Bucky Irving out of 249. Cade Klubnik out of 99. Kendrick Law. And Bryce Rayner out of 99. And final box of the break. Box of 12. Good luck, everybody. Out of this, we will do a hit recap and then take care of the randoms. Cameron Brink out of 249. Dylan Levitt out of 99. Jalen Wright out of 199. And Jackson Dart, 1 of 5. Told you. He was going to be in futures. Oh. Brady Ebel out of 249. Dylan Harper out of 199. Maria Gakdang. And Leona Breeze out of 149. Also in futures. Back to back, too. Amarian Hampton out of 49. Jonathan Brooks out of 199. Lazaro Montez and Cole Palmer back again out of 49. Elijah Badger out of 249. Blake Corum out of 49. Carlos Alcaraz out of 199. Nate Frazier out of 25. Toby Fournier out of 249. Malik Neighbors out of 199. Nick Kurtz and Tez Johnson out of 10. And final pack of the break. Cole Palmer out of 99. Dylan Cruz out of 199. Ansu Fati and Harlem Berry, 17 and 25. And that will do it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being part of the break, as always. Really do appreciate it. Spending some time here with us on a Monday, starting your week off right. We're going to go ahead and get a hit recap going here in just a second. Finish sleeving and top loading some stuff. We'll be good to go with that momentarily. And then, of course, we do have a couple of randoms that we need to take care of. So stay tuned for that as well. We've got to make Blake sweat a little bit. All right, for the hits. Travion Henderson, Ricky Collins, Spencer Jones, Nason Morrow, Damon Williams Jr., DJ Giddens, Echeverry Vargas, Trinity Robin, Carter Johnson, Tez Johnson, Ryan Wingo, Kennedy Fuller, Brooks Lee, Lenore Sellers, Neiman Lawrence, Caleb Jackson, Eduardo Tate, Libby Dunn, Isaac Urendo, Matt Shaw, Bucky Irving, AJ Garcia, Trey Harris, Chase Burns, RJ Harvey, Lamine Yamal, Faison Brandon, Kendrick Law, Trenton Flowers, Nick Kurtz, Avery Johnson, Carter Johnson, Lazaro Montez, Caleb Durbin, Harvey Elliott, Matas Buzelis, Jalen Milrow, Jacob Cozart, Neiman Lawrence, Harlan Berry, Jake Bloss, Luther Burden, Seth Hernandez, Sam Levitt, Kyron Jones, Charlie Condon, Dylan Cruz, and Jonathan Brooks. AJ Garcia, Faison Brandon, Daniel Espanol, Grayson McCall, Shador Sanders, Elijah Badger, Griffo Farrell, George McIntyre, Arthur Kaluma, Mary Metzauer, Trinity Rodman, Lucas Shaw, Ryan Williams, Gavi, Jalen Henderson, Jordan Beck, Haynes King, Tez Johnson, Ryan Williams, Carter Johnson, Paul Skeens, Libby Dunn, Luis Morales, Jaden Daniels, James Wood, Keelan Robinson, Dylan Harper, Camilo Cardoso, Dean Moss, Eddie Reinders, Colt Emerson, Chris Brazel, and James Wood. Evan Ferguson, Eddie Reinders, Seth Hernandez, Cole Palmer, Jordan Beck, Noah Fafita, Noah Schultz, Madden Iamaliva, Henry Lane, Christian Scott, Matas Bugelis, Henry Samaro, Michael Hawkins Jr., Chris Henry Jr., George McIntyre, Ethan Holiday, and Liam Peterson. Jordan Beck, Arthur Kaluma, Ansu Fati, Brooks Lee, Jake Bloss, Jonathan Brooks, Daniel Milky, Tyron Tracy Jr., Penny Boone, Joel Spear, Bree Hall, Libby Dunn, Quan Felton, Dylan Reinders, Cam Ward, Blake Corum, RJ Harvey, Curtis Rourke, Miller Moss, Travis Hunter, Ellis Robinson, Jordan James, Eduardo Tate, Stephen King, Trey Harris, Paul Skeens, Tez Johnson, Miller Moss, Omaha Baloo, Noah Fafita, Ricky White, Ryan Williams, Jake Bloss, Jalen McMillan, Carter Johnson, Echede Vargas, Ollie Gordon, Haynes King, Joseph Lugo, Jamal Haynes, Kendrick Law, and Kieran Lacey. DJ Uigalele, Libby Dunn, James Wood, Jeremy Rodriguez, Juju Lewis, Travis Hunter, Liam Peterson, Warren Zaire Emery, Dylan Levitt, Miller Moss, Dylan Levitt, CJ Carr, Dean Moss, Jameson Wong, Jonathan Santucci, Carlos Alcaraz, Tetaro McMillan, Zion Chris, Spencer Rattler, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Celestine, Caleb Durbin, Jaden O'Neal, Tetaro McMillan, Tyson Lewis, Jules Spear, Cameron Brink, Brady Allen, Nick Kurtz, Blake Mitchell, Phil Maffa, Cameron Edge, Matt Shaw, Keelan Robinson, and Jeremy Rodriguez. Dylan Cruz, Ollie Gordon, Juju Lewis, Sonia Citron, Nolan Souza, Trent Carraway, Jaden Daniels, Noah Fafita, Steve King, Walker Howard, Samuel Basallo, Jalen Milrell, Garrett Green, Toby Fournier, Nick Kurtz, Gavin Turley, Caden Bodine, Dior Johnson, Spencer Rattler, Woody Marks, Riley Leonard, Bucky Irving, Cade Klubnik, and Bryce Rayner. Camilo Cardoso, Ricky White, Ryan Williams, Garrett Green, Lazara Montez, Kellen Lindsay, Ethan Holiday, Gavin Turley, Jordan James, Michael Hawkins Jr., Eddie Reinders, Tez Johnson, Haley Cavender, Jules Spear, Trinity Rodman, Echede Vargas, Cameron Brink, Dylan Levitt, Leo DeVries, Dylan Harper, Brady Ebel, and Jackson Dart. Jalen Wright, Omarion Hampton, Jonathan Brooks, Cole Palmer, Elijah Badger, Blake Corum, Carlos Alcaraz, Nate Frazier, Toby Fournier, Malik Neighbors, Tez Johnson, Cole Palmer, Dylan Cruz, and Harlan Berry. And for the multis, Jackson Arnold, Michael Hawkins Jr., Travis Bazana, Anthony Gold, Trent Carraway, and Paul Skeens, Roman Wilson out of 2. All right. We're going to head to random.org here in just a second. For the rest of you, thank you so much for being here and being part of the break. We really do appreciate it. Spending some part of your Monday with us, and we'll be back in 2 seconds. we've got random.org pulled up and good to go. Got to roll some dice. Gonna be through your hard to be valid horse. We're gonna go 4 times on each random short sweep to the point. Jackson Arnold and Michael Hawkins Jr. coming up first. That is 3 times final roll. Jackson Arnold will be taking it home. Congratulations on the up 25. Triple auto, Travis Bazzana, Anthony Gold, and Trent Caraway out of 10. That is 3 times final roll. Anthony Gold will be taking it home. Congratulations as well. And Paul Skeens, Roman Wilson. Good luck. That is 3 times final roll. And that is Roman Wilson. That will be winning it all. Congratulations on the upset win. Alright, that will do it for us for today. This has been BMC Collectibles Breaks. Hope you have a wonderful start to your week, and we look forward to having you back in here sometime in the very near future. The sleeve guy, Alex, is going on vacation, so it'll just be the 2 of us here until sorting guys show up. So, look forward to having just some us time, guys, the rest of the week. Alright, until next, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your Monday.